revise all the concepts and then we will move forward. Okay. So basically regression, we are learning the multiple linear regression. Okay. Multiple linear regression with how many parameters? So p plus 1 parameters. Okay. Yes. So we are learning the multiple linear regression. Now the multiple linear regression model. Okay. So multiple linear regression model is nothing but YR. Hello. YR is equal to alpha plus beta 1 XR1 plus beta 2 XR2 and so on up to beta P XRP. This is our multiple linear regression model where R is equal to 1 to up to N. So there are total N observations in these models. Okay, and whatever this number of N observations, so these N observations are greater than number of parameters. Okay, so observation should be greater than number of parameter, and reason for that I have told you already. Okay, so there are total how many parameters? P plus 1 parameters in the model, C beta 1, beta 2, beta P plus alpha. There are P plus 1 parameters. So for regression model, we consider regression model as a full rank model. So therefore rank, okay. First of all, I should express the matrix form. So y is equal to x beta plus epsilon is a matrix form of model. And we consider the regression model as full rank model. So therefore rank of x, we consider it as p plus 1. Okay, after that, we solve this regression model by which method? So by least square method. Okay, and by least square method we get the normal equations. As in the linear model, we will get the same normal equation in the regression model, that are nothing but x prime x beta hat is equal to x prime y. These are our what? Normal equation. Am I correct? And after solving this normal equation, since X matrix is a full rank matrix, so we will directly get the solution for normal equation as x prime x inverse x prime y, and which is a unique solution. Okay, which is a unique solution in the regression model. Okay, so therefore this is what we have got as a solution. After that, we have seen that yes, after this we have seen what we have seen. Yes, after least square method we have seen that variance of beta hat. Okay, so variance of beta hat matrix. Okay, first of all, beta hat matrix is nothing but x prime x inverse into x prime y. So how this x prime x matrix looks like? So this matrix looks like first of all n 0 0 so on up to 0 0 0 0 and s11 s12 so on up to s1p, again this as s22 so on up to spp. That we have seen that this is p plus 1 cross p plus 1 matrix, x prime x matrix. Okay, so in the form of partition matrices, this matrix looks like n null vector and s matrix, where s matrix is this matrix where diagonal entries are s11 s22 and off diagonal entries are s12 diagonal. So this S matrix comprises of Sij elements, okay, which is P cross P matrix, where Sii, that is diagonal entries are Sii, which are nothing but what? Xir minus Xr bar, where R goes from 1 to up to N. Okay, and Xij are nothing but R goes from 1 to up to N. Xir minus Xr bar sorry, I should say xi bar minus xi bar the whole square, and here it is xir minus xi bar and xjr minus xj bar. So this is our S matrix, okay. And see, what was my beta hat? Okay, so this is S. This is nothing but our what, x prime x matrix. This is our x prime x matrix. Now what is our x prime y matrix? So whatever this x prime y matrix, so we will write it as q naught q1 so on up to qn. Okay, so now our least square estimates would look like what? So our least square estimates are nothing but beta hat x prime y, sorry, beta hat into x prime x inverse into x prime y. Okay, so what was our x prime x matrix? So this was our x prime x matrix. Okay, so its inverse x prime x matrix, its inverse will be C. N inverse, N is a singleton matrix, so its inverse will be 1 by N. This is null vector, again null vector, and S inverse. Okay, so for this S inverse we will call it as C. So x prime x inverse is nothing but 1 by N 0 0 C. Okay, and what is q naught? So what is next? X prime y matrix. So x prime y matrix, we will divide it, partition it as q naught and q. Okay, so this is nothing but q naught cross q naught and q. So this is my beta hat beta hat matrix. Now variance of beta hat we have got as x prime x inverse into sigma square. So what is x prime x inverse? So 1 by n 0 0 c, okay, into sigma square. So this much we have seen. Again we have seen the part of testing. So now we will move on to normality assumptions. Okay, so today we are going to see the normality assumption, sorry, assumptions of model and testing of assumptions of model. Some of assumptions we have tested in the previous lecture, and the remaining we are going to test today. Okay, and after that, if we complete the assumption testing, then we will move on to what? Move on to some modifications in the model also, some transformation, or if some model does not satisfy the assumption. Okay, my question is, have you understood the complete revision? Hello, the new one, those who are attending for the first, I recommended them to see the recording, so I assume that they have seen the recording so far. Yes, so move forward. Hello, yes.
Hello.
Am I audible? Huh?
हा आता मध्ये ब्रेक झाला होता.
Okay, now am I audible?
Yes.
Yes. So see, I am at my village, so please keep telling me if I'm my voice breaks sometime. Okay, so then tell me. Yes. Okay, fine. So now, so shall we move on to the assumptions part and checking of assumptions part? Hello.
Yes.
Yes. So now let us see each and every assumptions. Okay. So first assumption is errors are uncorrelated. This is our assumption. Am I correct? So this means there is no autocorrelation. There is no autocorrelation. So now what is autocorrelation? I have told in the last lecture that autocorrelation means the correlation between successive error terms, successive residuals. Okay, so our assumption is errors are uncorrelated. Okay, so autocorrelation means what? So autocorrelation is the correlation between errors. But what assumption we have made regarding model? That errors are uncorrelated. So there should not be any correlation between errors. So there should not be autocorrelation. Am I correct? So we have to check whether there is autocorrelation or not. So if there is autocorrelation, then our model is not up to the mark. So what we have to do? We have to do certain modification. Getting it? Okay. So first of all, to test the autocorrelation, that means errors are correlated or uncorrelated, we have two methods which I have taught in the previous lecture. First method is a graphical method in which we use residual plot. Okay, and the second method is what? So second method was, which one method? Yes, Durbin-Watson test. Okay, so for that, see the lecture 2 recording. Okay, now today we are going to check the further assumptions. That second assumption that we also have seen in the second and third assumption, that also we have seen in the previous lecture, but I will continue this again for you guys. Okay, so second assumption is errors are distributed. Okay, so this assumption is called as normality assumption. Okay, third assumption is that errors have constant variance. So what does this property called? Does anyone knows?
Heteroscedasticity.
If the variance is constant, then it is homoscedasticity. Yes? Yes. Homoscedasticity. Sorry, I made some mistake in the spelling. I might have. Okay. So this is called as homoscedasticity. Okay. So errors have constant variance. Means if the errors have constant variance, then that property is called as homoscedasticity. So in our model, error should have constant variance. Okay. We assume that error follows normal distribution with 0, sigma square. Okay. EIJ follows normal with 0, sigma square. So therefore, in that normality assumption also we have seen that variance is a constant. So that property is called as homoscedasticity. So we will check for normality assumption, then homoscedasticity. What is homoscedasticity? So errors have constant variance. And then there is multicollinearity or not, no multicollinearity in the model. There should be or should not be multicollinearity. Hello?
No.
Okay, so there should be no multicollinearity. What is multicollinearity? So multicollinearity is nothing but linear relationship between the independent variables. So independent variables are not linearly related. Okay. So which were independent variables? So our model was yr is equal to beta 1, yr is equal to beta naught. that we called alpha, beta 1 x1 xr1 plus beta 2 xr2 and so on up to beta p xrp. So these are what? Xr1, xr2, xrp. These are what? So these are our independent variables, xr1, xr2 and so on up to xrp. So these are our independent variables. So there should not be any linear relationship between them. Okay, so there should not be linear dependencies. So they should be linearly independent of each other. Getting it? So this is multicollinearity assumption. So if this is satisfied by model, then our model is perfectly adequate. Okay, getting it? So now today we will check these three assumptions, and after that, if time permits, then we will say check. We will do what thing? So we will do the modifications in the model, and that modification is what that modification is called. Box-Cox power transformation. Okay, so we will see that. Now, which assumption we are checking, Snehal? Hello? Second one. Normality. Okay. See, to check the normality assumption, we have 2-3 methods. First is QQ plot, then Shapiro-Wilk test, okay. Third is Kolmogorov-Smirnov test, and fourth is Anderson test. Anderson-Darling test. So there are 4 methods to test the normality assumptions. Okay. Now, what is QQ plot? So in QQ plot, we plot sample quantiles versus what? Population quantiles. Okay, and that QQ plot looks like this, the increasing exponential graph. So if it is like this, then the normality assumption is satisfied. Okay, so this QQ plot looks like this. If it is increasing exponentially, then normality assumption is satisfied. Okay, the third assumption was about the homoscedasticity. Okay, so the homoscedasticity, see, so for that homoscedasticity, see what we plot. So on the x-axis we plot y hat, that is fits of model, fittings of observations, and on the y-axis we plot the studentized residuals. To check the homoscedasticity. Okay, I guess it is called as leverage. Am I correct? Yes. So on the y-axis we plot studentized residuals. Okay. Before that, let me tell you that residuals are what? Snehal, hello. Hello. What are the residuals? So our EIs are our Yes, errors. Our EIs are our residuals. So that are nothing but actual observed value minus estimated value. These are our residuals. So there are many types of residuals. The residuals, the natural residuals in our model. Then there are normalized residuals are also there. Then there are studentized residuals are also there. There are different kinds of residuals. Okay, out of which in this in checking of homoscedasticity we are using studentized residuals. Okay, so MCQ टेस्ट असते आपली, त्याच्यामध्ये कदाचित यावर क्वेश्चन पडेल जर सेमिस्टरच्या दृष्टीने विचार केला तर. सो इन चेकिंग homoscedasticity वी प्लॉट the fit versus studentized residuals. Now this graph, if this graph is completely scattered, okay, like this, if this graph is completely scattered like this, okay, so then what we can say, our data is homoscedastic. That means our data or whatever our y observations have constant variance. Okay, but if this is not properly homoscedastic, okay, so this graph looks like this. Okay, so if graph is not scattered like this, then our data is what? So our data is not homoscedastic. Okay, so if graph looks like this, so in this what we will plot? So we will plot studentized residuals versus y hat. Okay, understood? Hello, any
Yes.
problem with this checking normality and homoscedasticity? Hello?
No.
Okay, and these graphs we can easily get in the R. We know how to do that. If you need code for that, I will provide. Okay.
त्याच्यासाठी ना होमोसायडॅसिटी चेक करण्यासाठी आपण ब्लूइश पॅरेंट टेस्ट म्हणजे बीपी टेस्ट वापरलेली.
Yes, we use that test. Bruce Pagan test, na? Yes?
Bluish pärent.
Okay. Now to check the fourth assumption, that multicollinearity. Okay. So before moving on to multicollinearity, तुम्हाला क्रोनोलॉजी कळते ना चॅप्टरची? हॅलो, येस मित्तल, did you understood the chronology of chapter or the so our chapter is what? Yes, so our chapter is regression model. Okay, multiple linear regression. Okay, so our chronology looks like this. First of all, see, first topic whatever we learn is model. Okay, and model and estimation of parameters. Model and estimation of parameters. So in which we estimated the parameters and by using least square methods. Then next topic, the next important part of the chapter is what? The after model we had the testing of hypothesis. Okay, in which what we test? So we tested the significance of parameters. Am I correct, Snehal?
Yes.
Aparna, yes?
Yes.
Darshan, okay. Now we are in the fourth part of, hello, now we are in the fourth part of third part of chapter. Okay, in the first lecture itself we completed these two parts. Now we are in the third and very much important part of this chapter. Okay, so before defining model, whatever this we are learning in the third part, that we should have learned earlier. but we should understand what is model. Therefore, we are learning it afterwards. Okay. Now, what is this third part? So third part is the assumptions made रिगार्डिंग मॉडेल. सो हे अझम्पशन आपण मॉडेल डिफाईन करायच्या आधीच मॉडेल बद्दल बनवून घेतले होते. ओके. आपण अझम्पशन काही ठरवून घेतले होते की आपले एरर्स नॉर्मली डिस्ट्रीब्युटेड असतील, इंडिपेंडेंट असतील, व्हॉट एव्हर दॅट. आता आपण काय करतोय की मॉडेलचे अझम्पशन टेस्ट करतोय. आर यू गेटिंग दिस? हॅलो, आर यू गेटिंग द chronology? Yes.
Yes.
So in which we have tested the independence of error, that is autocorrelation. Okay. Second, we have tested the normality of error. Then we have tested the homoscedasticity, and now at the fourth part we are testing the multicollinearity. Okay. And after testing these, after testing these assumptions, what we will do? So in the fourth and important part of the chapter, we will be studying two parts. What we will studying? So first of all, what happens to model? In this fourth part, we will be dealing with the two questions which will arise to you. Okay. हे क्वेश्चन तुम्हाला कधी पडलेत का स्नेहल? की बाबा ठीक आहे बाबा, आपण आयडियली डिफाईन केलं की हे मॉडेलने अझम्पशन सॅटिस्फाय केले पाहिजे. बरोबर. हे आपण आयडियली डिफाईन केलंय. पण ऍक्च्युअल मध्ये मॉडेल हे अझम्पशन सॅटिस्फाय करेल का इन रिअल वर्ल्ड डेटा? हॅलो.
Not always.
No, not always. Okay. So then what will happen to the model if some of the assumptions are not satisfied? Okay. And to make the model satisfy these assumptions, what the modification we should do, what the transformation we should do? Either we should increase, shall we increase the data? Shall we increase the observation, or shall we reduce some factors?
सॅम्पल साईज इन्क्रीज केल्यावर होऊ शकतं.
Yes, I'm just suggesting. Okay. If we increase the sample size, then some assumptions may satisfy. After that, sometimes you may reduce the factors. That means you may reduce the parameters. Then also, if some parameters are correlated, then you may reduce that parameter. You will reject. You will discard that parameter after and redefine the model. Then also your assumption will made to satisfy. Okay. And but increase the sample size, then your cost will increase for studying model. Yes. If you reduce the parameter, then it will not give you the appropriate and correct result. Yes. Unbiased result. Am I correct, Darshan?
Yes, but we cannot reduce the parameter. No, we can reduce observations, but how we can?
No. Yeah. In some cases, we discard some parameters. In case of, I guess, autocorrelation. Yes.
So we actually choose the significant parameters which are contributing our model.
Yes, exactly. We choose the significant
But
parameters which are.
we have to first म्हणजे assumption satisfy झालंच पाहिजे, त्याशिवाय मग कसं होईल ना ते?
Yes, first of all, the assumption should be satisfied. Then we will move on to further analysis of model. Okay. Our first step is to satisfy the assumption, and that we are learning in the chapter 1. In the chapter 2, we will be doing the analysis. We have not started actual analysis yet. Are you understanding? In the first chapter, we are learning what is our generalized regression model, what are its assumptions, what happens if it does not satisfy, and what to do to make the assumption satisfy. Okay. What are the correction methods that we are learning in the chapter 1. make this visualization in your mind, okay? And after making the model, after doing certain transformations in the model, whatever the transformed model is, after either we will increase the sample size, जर sample size increase केले आणि मग sample size increase केल्यानंतर assumption satisfy झाले. Okay, so now our assumptions are satisfied by increasing sample size. So now our model is ready to ready for analysis. So then we will start the analysis, and that you will learn in the chapter number 2, that residual analysis and all that. Okay, so understood the guideline, the entire whatever that the tagline of, sorry, whatever the tree of this chapter, understood? Hello?
Yes,
Hello?
yes.
Yes. Now it is clear to you. So now let us move on to the assumption, the fourth assumption testing, that is multicollinearity test. Okay, fine. So we will do the multicollinearity. So now what is the multicollinearity? Does anyone knows? I have told you before some time. Okay. So multicollinearity is nothing but the presence of linear dependencies between what?
Independent variables.
Yes. Independent variables. Yogesh, are you getting this? Hello, Aparna?
Hello.
Shubham, Nevash, Shama? Yes. Okay, so this is our what? Multicollinearity. So now to test the multicollinearity, there are 4 methods. Okay, and we are going to see all that four method, and out of which only one method, out of which only one method we have seen seen in our BSc level. Okay, that is variance inflation factor. Okay, some of you might have seen the other methods also, but as per my knowledge, we have only seen the variance inflation factor. I am talking about my college. Okay, so variance inflation factor. Okay, VIF. So this method is to test what? To test the multicollinearity. This is the indicator of multicollinearity. Now, what is our R? RJ is, sorry, let us say Rij is what? So is the correlation between ith and jth. So it is, let us say, correlation between xi and xj. Getting it? Hello?
Yes.
Yes. So now now if this correlation is squared, so we will get capital R square, let us say ij. Okay, so what is capital R square Rij? So it is just sure sort squaring of this correlation. Am I correct? Now, so this Rij lies between what? -1 to +1. We know that correlation lies between -1 to +1. So now this capital Rij square lies between what? 0 to 1. Am I correct? Yes. This Rij has name. Snehal, what is that name? Do you know?
Coefficient of determination.
Yes, coefficient of determination. Okay, so now this coefficient of determination, so now we are defining our variance inflation factor. So VIF is called given by 1/1 minus Rij square. Okay, so this is our variance inflation factor. Now let us see what happens to the extreme values of this Rij. So what is the lower value of Rij square? So Rij, if Rij square is 0, then variance inflation factor becomes what?
One.
Becomes 1. Very good. And if Rij square is 1, attains 1, then variance inflation factor is equal to infinity. Am I correct? Hello?
Yes.
Yes.
So now Snehal, what is Rij? So coefficient of determination. Okay. So now see, since if Rij is near to the 0, Rij 0 च्या जेवढ्या जवळ असेल तेवढा तेवढा कोव्हेरियन्स आणि कोरिलेशन कमी असेल. एम आय करेक्ट?
Yes.
And as soon as the Rij reaches to 1, then it denotes that there exists exact linear relationship between two variables. Am I correct?
Yes.
Hello? So what we will do, if let us say x1, x2, xp, these are our what? These are our what? Independent variables. Am I correct? So then
Yes.
what we will do is, Nehal, we will find the variance inflation factor for each and every combination. VIF 1 2, then 1 3, 1 4, 1 5, 6, and so on. Okay, for all possible combination, we will calculate the variance inflation factor. Now, see Snehal, if this variance, see, as soon as it is this variance inflation factor, sorry, as soon as this Rij is near 0, then there is no linear dependency, then variance inflation factor is 1. But if it reaches to 1, then variance inflation factor increases to infinity. Are you getting this? So जसा जसा variance inflation factor वाढत जाईल, तसा आपलं मत हे स्ट्रॉंग होत जाईल की तिथे लिनियर रिलेशनशिप आहे. आर यू गेटिंग दिस? सो मग आपण ह्या सगळ्या कॉम्बिनेशन साठी व्हेरियन्स इन्फ्लेशन फॅक्टर काढणार आणि मग ज्या ज्या पॉसिबल कॉम्बिनेशनला व्हेरियन्स इन्फ्लेशन फॅक्टर हा 10 पेक्षा if VIFij is greater than 10, then we will say that there exists a severe multicollinearity, or we can say that multicollinearity is what significant multicollinearity is there. Are you getting this?
Yes.
Yes. So can you predict about the multicollinearity using this variance inflation factor? Understood how to test the multicollinearity by using this method? Yes.
Yes.
Snehal, Rij कसं कॅल्क्युलेट करशील?
Covariance upon root of variance.
Exactly. Okay, so x1r आणि x2r, सॉरी xr1 and xr2 असतात ना तुझ्याकडे. xr1 आणि xr2 कुठे असतील? तर x मॅट्रिक्स मध्ये, बरोबर. पहिला तर 1 1 1 चा कॉलम असतो. दुसरा काय असतो? x11, x21 अँड सो ऑन. सो हे काय तुझे xr1, येस, आणि हे काय तुझे XR2. एम आय करेक्ट स्नेहल?
Yes.
हा पहिला कॉलम आहे तो XR1 चा कॉलम आहे, म्हणजेच x1 चे ऑब्झर्वेशन आहेत. दुसरा कॉलम काय आहे? x2 चे ऑब्झर्वेशन आहेत. सो नाउ हाऊ विल यू कॅल्क्युलेट द कोव्हेरियन्स ऑफ variance of x1? First of all, for variance of x1, what you will do? So it is nothing but 1 by n summation xi minus x bar the whole square. Am I correct? So याचा टोटल x बार काढशील, तो प्रत्येक ऑब्झर्वेशन मधून मायनस करून त्याचा व्हेरियन्स काढशील. Am I correct? Similar you will do for x2. Okay, and for covariance, what you will do? So you will multiply these terms. Are you understanding? Hello?
येस.
येस. सो आपल्याकडे डेटा दिला एक्स आणि वाय की आपल्याला को रिलेशन तर काढता येतं, हे आपण FY मध्ये शिकलोय. सो मग हा व्हेरियन्स इन्फ्लेशन फॅक्टर काढता येईल तुम्हाला. येस, मॅन्युअली जर ठरवलं तर. ओके, बट सॉफ्टवेअरने मोर इझी वर्क विल हॅपन मोर इझी. येस, बट मॅन्युअली सुद्धा कॅल्क्युलेट करता येईल. ओके, आणि सेकंडली कॅल्सी मध्ये पण ऑब्झर्वेशन टाकले तर इझिली कॅल्क्युलेट करता येईल. येस.
येस,
Calcium-
पण ते VIF चे किती कॉम्बिनेशन बनतील जर पी जास्त असेल तर, पी मोठा असेल तर?
खूप सारे बनतील, बरोबर ना, खूप सारे बनतील. ओके, सो म्हणून तो ऑलवेज दिस मेथड इज नॉट युजफुल ऑलवेज. आर यू गेटिंग
येस,
दिस?
येस, येस.
So therefore they have developed some another methods also. Okay. So shall I move on to next method?
येस.
Understood this method? Okay. Who is new over here? Yes. Prashant. Hello. Prashant. So variance inflation factor ही मेथड कशासाठी यूज करतो आपण, कळलंय तुला? हॅलो. थोडा. सो सर्वात महत्वाची गोष्ट की पक्की गोष्ट बसून घे की आपल्या मॉडेलमध्ये मल्टी कोलिनियरिटी म्हणजे इंडिपेंडेंट व्हेरिएबल हे यांच्यामध्ये काही कोरिलेशन आहे का. ओके, त्याला मल्टी कोलिनियरिटी म्हणतात. आणि ती मल्टी कोलिनियरिटी आपल्या डेटामध्ये आहे की नाही हे चेक करायला आपण ह्या पुढच्या चारी मेथड त्याच्यासाठी यूज करतोय. आलं लक्षात? Yes. So to test whether there is multicollinearity or not. So for that we are using this method. So now next method is condition number method or eigenvalue analysis. Now this is very much important to understand all these things. Okay. Eigenvalues analysis. Okay, so let us do some eigenvalue analysis. Okay, before that, who is there? Yes, Yogita, tell me what are eigenvalues? Yes, I know it's a quite simple question. So eigenvalues are nothing but the roots of characteristic polynomial for the matrix. So now what is our model? So our model is x, y is equal to x beta plus epsilon. So Yogita, by using this, by seeing this model, आपण eigenvalue analysis हे कोणत्या मॅट्रिक्सचा यूज करून आपण करणार आहोत? एक्स मॅट्रिक्सचा यूज करून की वाय मॅट्रिक्सचा यूज करून की बीटा की एप्सायलन? यस, जस्ट अ सिंपल क्वेश्चन. टेल मी, कोणत्या मॅट्रिक्सचा यूज करणार आपण eigenvalue analysis साठी? X matrix. Very good. See, because y, बीटा आणि एप्सायलन हे मॅट्रिक्स नाहीच आहेत, ते वेक्टर्स आहेत. ओके, सो त्याच्या आयगन व्हॅल्यूज नाहीच मिळणार आपल्याला. येस, सो वी विल यूज X matrix, that is nothing but X prime X matrix for our eigenvalue analysis. So now this X prime X matrix, let me tell you that this X prime X matrix is a symmetric matrix. Okay, this is a symmetric matrix. Always it is a symmetric matrix. Okay, see, if you can see variance of beta hat, it is nothing but X prime X inverse into sigma square. Am I correct? So this matrix is will give us variance covariance matrix. Am I correct? So now variance covariance matrix is nothing but the symmetric matrix. So therefore our X prime X matrix is also a symmetric matrix. Means this is not the reason behind that, but we can just observe the things. Okay, by observing we will we don't have to remember all these things. if we observe certain factors. Okay, so x prime x is a symmetric matrix. So now, Yogita, can you tell me anything about the eigenvalues of x prime x? Hello, can you have a statement regarding that? Do you know any property of symmetric matrix and its eigenvalues?
हा म्हणजे ax is equals to lambda x. Then the scalar quantity lambda is the eigenvalue.
Yes, I know that. Lambda is a eigenvalue. But symmetric matrices eigenvalue ची काही स्पेशल प्रॉपर्टी असते का?
झिरो मोस्ट ऑफ असतात का?
No. Yes.
near.
Who said real? Yes. Who said real? So eigenvalues of symmetric matrix are always real. Are always real. Getting it? See, दर्शन सर्वात महत्वाची गोष्ट की बेसिकली आयडियल रिग्रेशन मॉडेल मध्ये, ओके, आयडियल रिग्रेशन मॉडेल मध्ये एक्स प्राइम एक्स मॅट्रिक्स च्या आयगन व्हॅल्यू 0 असतील की नाही? कॅन एनीवन टेल मी? येस ऑर नो? आयडियल रिग्रेशन मॉडेल, ओके, असं रिग्रेशन मॉडेल अज्युम करा की ज्याने सगळ्या प्रॉपर्टी सॅटिस्फाय केल्यात. ओके, इन दॅट रिग्रेशन मॉडेल एक्स प्राइम एक्सच्या आयगन व्हॅल्यू 0 असतील की नाही? जस्ट असतील 0. ओके, येस, दर्शन सेड असतील, अदरवाइज ओके. टेल मी, हॅलो, टेल मी, एक्स प्राइम एक्स इनवर्स एक्झिस्ट करतो की नाही? डज दिस इनवर्स? येस, एक्स प्राइम एक्स इनवर्स एक्झिस्ट करतो. ओके, नाउ देन डिटर्मिनंट ऑफ एक्स प्राइम एक्स हा 0 असेल का? जर इनवर्स एक्झिस्ट करतो आणि युनिक आहे तर 0 असेल का?
नाही.
So it should not be 0. So determinant is not 0, then product of eigenvalues is not equal to 0. So if product of eigenvalues is not equal to 0, that means none of the eigenvalues is 0.
Yes.
Yes. So ideally this x prime x matrix च्या eigenvalues कधी 0 नसायला हव्यात. Are you getting this?
आणि फुल रँक मॅट्रिक्स तर काही संबंध असू शकतो का?
काही फुल रँक मॅट्रिक्स आहे तरच त्याचा डिटर्मिनंट 0 असेल ना. फुल रँक मॅट्रिक्स असेल तर. गेटिंग इट स्नेहल? फुल रँक मॅट्रिक्सचाच डिटर्मिनंट 0 असतो ना.
0 नसेल.
सॉरी, हा 0 नसेल. येस, दॅट इज व्हॉट आय वॉन्ट टू से, स्लिप ऑफ टन. ओके, सो फुल रँक मॅट्रिक्स आहे म्हणूनच त्याचं डिटर्मिनंट 0 नाहीये. येस, आणि त्याचं डिटर्मिनंट 0 नाहीये म्हणूनच तो फुल रँक मॅट्रिक्स आहे. द सेम थिंग. सो सेइंग डिटर्मिनंट इज नॉट इक्वल टू 0 इज इक्विव्हॅलंट टू सेइंग इट इज फुल रँक मॅट्रिक्स. गेटिंग इट?
Yes.
So therefore this matrix will not have eigenvalues equal to 0. Getting it? They are real. Getting it? Yes. Now what will happen in presence of multicollinearity? Okay, so if multicollinearity is present, okay, so x prime x matrix मध्ये काय असतं स्नेहल? So x prime x matrix मध्ये x1 x2 xn म्हणजे यांचे लिनियर कॉम्बिनेशन्स असतात. ओके, येस, x1 x2 वगैरे हे सगळे असतात.
तो डायगोनल मॅट्रिक्स N00S तो आहे ना?
येस, तो वाला मॅट्रिक्स आहे. येस, सो N000 S11 so on up to S1P and so on up to SPP हा वाला मॅट्रिक्स आहे. येस, येस स्नेहल. सो नाव आता मला एक सांग की याच्या आयगन व्हॅल्यू 0 नाहीये, पण आता जर मल्टीकोलिनियरिटी असेल, तर काय होईल की जे हे x1 x2 आहे त्यांच्यामध्ये काहीतरी कोरिलेशन असेल. बरोबर, त्यांच्यामध्ये काहीतरी कोरिलेशन असेल आणि त्यांच्यामध्ये कोरिलेशन असेल याचा अर्थ काय होईल की ह्या ज्या कॉलम्स आहेत कोणाचे, या एक्स प्राईम एक्स मॅट्रिक्सचे, त्यांच्यामध्ये थोडाफार लिनियर डिपेंडन्सीज असतील. ओके, आर यू गेटिंग दिस नेहल?
येस.
Yes. So columns of x prime x will have some not exact but approximate linear dependencies. Okay. So then if there are approximate linear dependencies, जर त्याच्यामध्ये स्नेहल सपोज मॅट्रिक्सच्या कॉलम्स मध्ये डिपेंडन्सीज आहेत, लिनियर डिपेंडन्सीज आहेत, तर तो मॅट्रिक्स फुल रँक असेल का?
नो.
नो. सो तो फुल रँक नसेल म्हणजे त्याचा डिटर्मिनंट
0 असेल.
म्हणजे त्याची आयगन व्हॅल्यू
कॅन बी 0.
Yes. So, in presence of multicollinearity, there are linear dependencies in the columns or rows of x prime x matrix. So, therefore, the determinant is approximately equal to 0, and sum of the eigenvalues, not just a single, but at least one or some of the eigenvalues are near about 0. I am not talking about the exact linear relationship. Are you getting this? I am talking about the near about linear relationship. Are you getting this? So for near about linear relationship, in this x prime x matrix, the eigenvalues are how much? So they are real. So they can be what, Snehal? So they can be anything. Yes, anything between minus infinity to plus infinity. But they are also finite and real. Sorry, we have not talked about finite, but they are real. Okay, so they are real, so they can be 0. Are you getting this? They can be anything, 0, 0.1, anything, negative, anything. But see, if multicollinearity is present, then eigenvalues, some of the eigenvalues are near about 0. Yes, getting it? Hello?
Yes.
Yes. Understood? मेवश, क्या ये बात आपको समझी?
हाँ, समझे.
सबको समझा है ये? सो सबसे पहली बात कि आइगन वैल्यूज अगर 0 नहीं है, नॉन 0 है और वो 0 के अप्रोक्सीमेट भी नहीं है, तब हम कहेंगे डायरेक्टली कि नहीं बाबा, ये मल्टीकोलिनियरिटी प्रेजेंट नहीं है मॉडल में. पर अगर एक भी एटलीस्ट वन आइगन वैल्यू 0 के अप्रोक्सीमेट आया, तो देन वी विल से दैट देयर इज सर्टन मल्टीकोलिनियरिटी. Not severe but certain. Okay? Yes? So we will see. So now then see. So then we will do one more, we will define one more factor for this testing this multicollinearity, and that is nothing but K. So K is called as what? Condition number. Yes? So this condition number K. So K is what? So K is nothing but lambda max upon lambda mean. Yes, Snehal, are you getting this? Lambda max upon lambda mean. So Snehal, see what happens as lambda mean means what? Minimum of eigenvalue. Okay, so let us say की माझ्या eigenvalues आहेत 4, 7, 0.3, 0.7, 0.0001, 0.0001, and let us say -2. Okay, so which is the maximum one? 7. Which is the minimum one? This. Okay, so see, as this lambda mean reaches to 0, okay, this K condition number increases. Okay, so if condition number is large, that means lambda mean is very very small, and if it is very very small and near about 0, then what happens? Then there is multicollinearity. So if condition number is large, then we can say that multicollinearity is present. So now by using this condition number, how we will interpret? So condition number is lambda max upon lambda min. So then there are interpretation. Okay. So if this condition number is between 20 to 30, then we can say that there is moderate multicollinearity. Okay. If K is greater than 30, then we will say that there is severe multicollinearity. And if it is less than 20, if K is less than 20, then we will say that there is less multicollinearity, or if it is near about zero, it won't be zero. So if it is near about 1, okay, if it is near about 1, then we will say that it is what? So no multicollinearity. Getting it? Understood how to use this condition number and eigenvalues analysis? Hello? Hello?
Yes.
Yes. We can use the condition index also. Okay. So this is K. K is for what? For maximum value, for minimum eigenvalue. But for each and every eigenvalue, we can calculate this condition number. And that condition number is called as condition index. Condition index. Okay. So let us say there are lambda 0, lambda 1, so on up to lambda m. There are m plus 1 eigenvalues. Okay. Or let us say p parameters. See, x prime x matrix च्या eigenvalues आपण check करतोय. So how many parameters are there? Sorry, what is dimension of this matrix? So p plus 1 cross p plus 1. मॅम ने डायरेक्ट m पर्यंत दिलंय, but it should be p. Okay. So therefore p plus 1 cross p plus 1 मॅट्रिक्स आहे. सो त्याच्या आयगन किती असतील? p plus 1 आयगन असतील. येस. 3 क्रॉस 3 मॅट्रिक्सच्या 3 आयगन व्हॅल्यूज असतात. 4 क्रॉस 4 च्या 4. सो p plus 1 क्रॉस p plus 1 च्या p plus 1 आयगन व्हॅल्यूज असतील. ओके. सो लेट अस से लॅम्बडा 0, लॅम्बडा 1, लॅम्बडा p, देर आर p आयगन व्हॅल्यूज. ओके. So now we will define this kj. Okay, so what is this kj? So kj is condition index for jth eigenvalue. Okay, so that is nothing but lambda max upon lambda j. So kj is the jth condition index for jth eigenvalue. So kj is equal to root of lambda max upon lambda j. So Snehal, which will be the largest kj? What would be the largest among kj? Maximum of kj? When we will get maximum of kj? So
When
whenever
root lambda j is minimum.
So whenever this lambda j is minimum, then we will get a maximum of kj. So maximum of kj is nothing but k, condition number. Am I correct? Yes, because k we have defined with respect to lambda mean, na? Understood? Hello?
Okay, yes.
Yes. So that is the thing. Okay. So now, if these kj's, okay, if these kj's are near about what? So if these kj's, all these kj's are greater than 30, then what we will say? Then we will say severe multicollinearity. Are you understanding everything? Yes. So now let us see the fourth variance decomposition proportion. The fourth method to test the multicollinearity. We will say,
हॅलो.
yes.
हा ऐक ना, हे आपण रिअल डेटावर कसं चेक करणार या मेथडनी मल्टिकोलिनियरिटी आहे की नाही?
रिअल
लाईफ. हा
हे बघ, ऍक्च्युअली तर सॉफ्टवेअर यूज करतायत सध्या, बरोबर. पण आपल्याला जर मॅन्युअली करायचं असेल तर तुझ्याकडे रिअल डेटा आहे, बरोबर. सो तुझ्याकडे काय असतील? ऑब्झर्वेशन्स असतील, बरोबर. अँड इवन तुझ्याकडे X11 हे ऑब्झर्वेशन सुद्धा असतील, कारण रिअल डेटा म्हटलं की सी ऑब्झर्वेशन कसले कसले असतील तुझे. सो बीटा तुझे पॅरामीटर्स, लेटेस्ट से की तुझे पॅरामीटर्स तू डिफाईन केले, लेटेस्ट से मॉडेल तुझा आहे समथिंग. सो वाय इज युअर युअर मार्क्स ऑफ स्टुडंट्स. ओके, रिअल डेटा आपण एक एक्झाम्पल घेऊया. सो वाय इज मार्क्स ऑफ स्टुडंट्स, ओके, ऑफ our class. Okay, so our model is, let us say beta naught, beta 1 x1, beta 2 x2 and beta 3 x3. So 4 parameters are there. So beta 1, beta 2, beta 3. Okay, so beta 1 parameter, let us say की प्रत्येक स्टुडंटचा IQ. Okay, beta 2 is the parameter time given by student, particular student given by student for self study. Okay, and let us say this fourth parameter is nothing but okay, this variable will indicate this thing. Okay, and parameter will be corresponding to that value. Okay, and the fourth is the third variable will represent what? So time given by him for social media, that will also affect, yes, the marks.
Yes.
Y is our observation vector, that is marks. Am I correct? And this
Yes.
beta naught, let us say the teaching provided by, for us. Yes, which is the similar one. आपल्याला सगळ्यांना सारखंच कोचिंग मिळतंय. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yes. Yes. So that is the constant for each and every observation. Okay. So now we will check it for all the students. R is nothing but 1 to up to 57. Okay. So now you will have the data that x1 would be what? So your number of time. ओके, सगळे टाइम मध्येच डिफाईन करूया. ओके, IQ नको डिफाईन करायला. सो टाइम गिवन बाय हिम फॉर मेंटल हेल्थ. ओके, सो टाइम मध्येच सगळे व्हेरिएबल्स डिफाईन केले. सो हा डेटा तुला मिळेल ना, तू प्रत्येकाला विचारशील तर गुगल फॉर्म.
हो.
येस येस. सो मग हा तुझ्याकडे डेटा आहे. सो हे ऑब्झर्वेशन्स आहेत. सो हा तुझा एक्स मॅट्रिक्स तुझ्याकडे आहे, बरोबर. So then you can calculate x prime x matrix. Am I correct? Easily.
हाँ.
Yes. And after getting this x prime x matrix, you can calculate eigenvalues for that. See, this x prime x matrix will be how many? 4 cross 4 matrix. Am I correct? Yes.
Yes.
And can you calculate the eigenvalues for this?
Yes.
How many eigenvalues would be there? 4. 4. Yes, 4 eigenvalues will be there. Lambda naught, lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3. Okay. So then what you will do? K is what? K is condition number. What is that? Lambda max upon lambda min.
Lambda.
Yes. So can you do that now? Okay.
हो.
So search for a data and do this eigenvalue analysis. Okay, take the parameters, only 3 parameters, B naught, beta naught, beta 1, beta 2. Yes, take only 3 parameters and do this. Okay. Yes, you can do it manually. आपल्याला असं वाटतं की आपण रिअल डेटाला ह्या काय बोलतात त्याला ह्या मेथड्स अप्लाय करू शकत नाही. येस, these are theoretical methods, but we can do that.
पण मोठा असेल तर आपण सॉफ्टवेअरच यूज करणार ना.
येस, मोठा असला तर ऑब्व्हियसली सॉफ्टवेअर यूज करणार. आत्ताच्या जगात कोणी सगळ्यांना फास्ट रिझल्ट हवाय, बरोबर. सो कोणी मॅन्युअल कॅल्क्युलेशन करत बसत नाही. बट टू अंडरस्टँड द थिअरी बिहाइंड दॅट वी मस्ट लर्न दिस. ओके.
येस.
Yes, and one more thing, why we are learning this? First of all, to understand. See, computer engineer जे आहेत ते सुद्धा हा डेटा अनालिसिस करू शकतील. ओके, ते सुद्धा रिग्रेशन अनालिसिस करू शकतील. बट दे डोंट नो द theory behind this. Okay, they don't know what the multicollinearity is exactly. Okay, they will fix the multicollinearity by using the code, but they don't know exact reason behind it, why we are doing this. So we are learning that reason behind this. Okay.
Yes.
Yes. And one more thing, some of you might go for research. Okay, so this is the research. Whatever we are learning, whatever textbooks we have, this is the research done by some statistician. Okay, so if we don't know the research done by previous statistician, how we can proceed further, or how we can search for something in future. Okay, so for that we must learn this. बरेच जण सांगतात की काय थेरोटिकल हे सगळं नॉलेजचा काही उपयोग नाहीये, बट दिस थेरोटिकल नॉलेज इज व्हेरी मच इम्पॉर्टंट. कम्प्युटर इंजिनियरला नसतं माहिती हे काय आहे, ते ओनली वी नो अँड वी आर द ऍक्च्युअल डेटा अनालिस्ट. ओके, सो लेट अस मूव ऑन टू फोर्थ मेथड. व्हॉट इज दिस फोर्थ मेथड? फॉर व्हॉट वी आर डुईंग दिस फोर्थ मेथड? कशासाठी करतो आपण? येस, फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल टू टेस्ट द मल्टीकोलिनियरिटी. एम आपला विसरू नका. सो फोर्थ मेथड इज व्हेरियन्स decomposition proportion. Okay, now see, x prime x मॅट्रिक्स हा कोणत्या टाइपचा मॅट्रिक्स होता स्पेशल मॅट्रिसेस पैकी?
सिमेट्रिक.
Yes, Snehal, symmetric. Okay. Now, do you know one property about symmetric? Decomposition करण्याआधी लागते symmetric matrix. Okay. So, do you know one property about the symmetric matrix? That symmetric matrices are diagonal. Am I correct?
Yes.
Yes. Matrices are diagonal. This is the property. ओके. याच्यावरून आठवलं की वायवा मध्ये बऱ्याच जणांना विचारलं होतं की एखाद्या मॅट्रिक्सचा स्क्वेअर रूट कसा काढणार. येस, कोणाला विचारलं होतं? मी ऐकलंय कोणाकडून तरी.
मला विचारलं होतं.
येस, मितल तुला विचारलेलं. सो कसा काढणार स्क्वेअर रूट? डू यू नो?
नाही माहिती.
Okay, so let me tell you. Okay, so if A is a matrix, okay, so if A is a diagonal matrix, am I correct? So if A is a diagonal matrix, so then the A can be written as A is equal to U D U prime. Am I correct? Where this D matrix, it is a diagonal matrix with all diagonal elements as its eigenvalues, and the remaining elements are non-diagonal elements are 0, and in this U matrices there will be the normalized eigenvectors. Am I correct, Smithal? Hello? Yes. So this is called a spectral decomposition of matrix A. Am I correct? Now, using this spectral decomposition, what we can do? So A raised to half is equal to U D raised to half U prime, A raised to minus 1 by 2. If it is invertible, then U D raised to 1 by 2 U prime. Am I correct, Snehal? Such
Yes.
kind of things we have done in our proofs of the
Spectral decomposition.
Yes. No. This is the use of spectral decomposition, but we have used this spectral decomposition in proving the
variance वाला SSE upon
unit 2 of linear models. We have used this in proving the normal distribution property. Yes, normal distribution proof करताना आपण ही property use केली. Am I correct? So Smithal, did you get the answer? Hello? Yes. Now did you understood how to find the square root of matrix?
Yes, yes.
Yes. Okay, so fine. So now, yes, and this d root d raised to half can easily be found. Okay, we will just simply lambda d root of lambda d lambda 1, lambda 2, and lambda 3. That we will do to find the d raised to half. Am I correct? So now. Yes, so that is the thing we are going to use here only, here also. Okay. Yes. So then x prime x is a symmetric matrix. Then can I write my x prime x matrix as u lambda u prime, where lambda is what? So lambda is matrix of eigenvalues. Let us say diagonal matrix of eigenvalues. Instead of d, I have used lambda notation over here. Okay, just I don't want to change the notation given by notes, given in the notes by ma'am. So this is what? Diagonal matrix. Okay, lambda is a diagonal matrix of eigenvalues. Getting it? Yes. So this is my x prime x matrix. Then how my x prime x inverse will look like, Snehal? So it will be u lambda inverse u prime. Am I correct? Hello.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. So we know that variance of beta hat k is what, Snehal? So it is nothing but x prime x inverse into sigma square. Am I correct? So now here it will be u lambda inverse u prime into sigma square. Yes. And now we will bring out this sigma square outside. Then this can also be written as, yes, Preeti left झाली का? Yes. In terms of summation, how it can be represented as, so see, whatever the entries of u, see, pre-multiplication, post-multiplication. So u square kl into lambda k, sorry, lambda l inverse. Am I correct? Yes. जर spectral decomposition, see, Snehal, if a u u d u prime, if this is my spectral decomposition, then this can also be written as what? ul square, okay, sorry, ui square into lambda I. Am I correct? I goes from 1 to up to n. Am I correct, Snehal?
ते असं होतं ना लॅम्बडा ई आय प्राईम इंटू ई आय असं काहीतरी.
लॅम्बडा आय ई आय प्राईम इंटू ई आय, बरोबर ना? लॅम्बडा आय ई आय प्राईम इंटू ई आय, बरोबर. अँड दॅट इज सेम. ई आय प्राईम काय असतो? हॅलो, नॉर्मलाइज वेक्टर. येस. So that is nothing but summation lambda I ui square. Yes,
Okay,
this spectral
yes.
A can be written as lambda I ui square, where I goes from 1 to up to n. So now see, so ui square is there. Okay, see, this is variance of beta hat k. Okay, so this is for what? For kth parameter. So therefore k will remain as it is. Okay, and instead of I, here it is L. L goes from what? 0 to M. Okay, because lambda 0, lambda 1, lambda m, these are our eigenvalues. Okay, so UKL square, instead of UI square, it is UKL square. Okay, into lambda I. Okay, but here it is what? Lambda inverse. So therefore lambda L inverse would be the eigenvalue. For A, it is lambda I. For A inverse, the eigenvalues would be lambda I inverse. Isn't that? Yes? Hello? Understood? Hello? Snehal?
Yes, yes.
Yes. So therefore, this would be sigma square. L takes value 0 to up to, sorry, I should say P over here, because there are P parameters. Yes. So P, what? U square KL, and lambda L inverse is lambda L upon lambda L square. Yes. मी फक्त त्याला अपॉन मध्ये लिहिलंय. Yes. Understood? So this
Square
is
कसं
my
काय?
स्क्वेअर नाही आला ना.
sorry, lambda L upon lambda L. I made mistake, huh? Lambda L. Understood, everyone? So now, this sigma square I bring out over here. Okay. So now, L goes from 0 to up to P, U square KL upon lambda L. So now see, what will happen, Snehal? What will happen? Now see. So this is what this U square KL upon lambda L. So let me define this as pi KL. So pi KL is what? U square KL upon lambda L. Okay. Yes. So now see. So what is pi KL? So pi KL is, see, contribution of Lth eigenvalue in what? See, this variance of beta k, whatever this decomposition is the spectral decomposition of variance. Okay, so I will call it as variance position of variance matrix of beta k. Am I correct, Snehal? Hello? Yes?
Yes.
So I will call it as variance decomposition of kth parameter. Am I correct? So now, what is this lambda KL? So see this. Lambda KL corresponds to which parameter? Kth parameter. Are you getting this? Yes. And L is the indicator of eigenvalue. So lambda KL is the contribution of Lth eigenvalue in the variance decomposition of kth parameter. Okay, variance decomposition in the kth parameter. So तुम्हाला हे असं लवकर व्हिज्युअलाइज नाही होणार. लेट मी डिफाइन. सी, आयगन व्हॅल्यूज मला डिफाइन करू दे. सो व्हॉट आर माय आयगन व्हॅल्यूज, स्नेहल? हॅलो, काय काय आहेत माझ्या आयगन व्हॅल्यूज? कोणत्या कोणत्या होत्या? लॅम्बडा 0, lambda 1, so on up to lambda p. Am I correct, Snehal?
Yes.
Yes. Now after that, what are my condition indices? K0, K1, so on up to Kp. Am I correct? Where K0 is what? So lambda max upon lambda 0. Am I correct? So these are my condition indices. Understood? So K1 would be lambda max upon lambda 1. Understood, Snehal? Hello?
Yes.
Yes. Now,
Yes.
proportion of variance. Proportion of variance decomposition. Okay. So for variance of beta naught, so beta naught we will say alpha also, but let us say beta naught, beta 1, beta 2, and variance of beta p. Yes, so these are my variance components. Okay, Snehal, understood? So variance of beta k, for variance of beta k, what are our what is the decomposition of variance beta k? So it is nothing but L is equal to 0 to up to what? 0 to up to p pi kl. Am I correct? This is pi kl we have defined. Am I correct, Snell?
Yes.
Yes. So now if you can see this pi kl. So now pi kl. So for beta naught, k is how much? So k is 0. Yes. So then this will be pi 0 1, because see. So what? So it is, sorry, pi 0 0. Am I correct, Snell? So what is this? So it is contribution of what? First, sorry, zeroth eigenvalue to the variance component of beta 0. Getting it? सो ह्या झिरोथ आयगन व्हॅल्यूचा बीटा झिरोच्या व्हेरियन्स मध्ये काय कॉन्ट्रीब्युशन आहे, ते कॉन्ट्रीब्युशन किती दिलंय, तर पाय 0 0 ने. येस. देन नेक्स्ट इज पाय 0 1. Then last is pi 0 p. So it is nothing but contribution of pth eigenvalue to the variance. Okay, and sum of this is 1. Okay, so similarly pi 1 0, pi 1 1, so on up to pi 1 p. Getting it, Snehal? What is this? Hello. See.
Yes, got it.
काय आहे नक्की की आपण ह्या व्हेरियन्सला डिकम्पोज केला. variance of beta k, variance covariance matrix is there ना. ओके, सो याला आपण डिकम्पोज केला. ओके, डिकम्पोज केल्यानंतर जो काही सी, सो व्हॉट एव्हर दॅट व्हेरियन्स वी गॉट. ओके, सो व्हॉट एव्हर दॅट व्हेरियन्स वी गॉट, that is nothing but it has some components. Okay, and that variance, that components of variance are due to the eigenvalues. Okay, so for the variance of beta naught, there are how many components? P plus 1 components. Out of that P plus 1 components, how many are of what I can say? So P plus 1 components. So that P plus 1 components are due to P plus 1 eigenvalues. Are you getting this, Nehal? Yes. आणि ह्याची सम 1 का असायला पाहिजे? 1 का असायला पाहिजे, Snehal? Can you tell me? So see, what is this? Variance of beta k. Ideally, what should be variance of beta k? Beta hat k. What should be variance of beta hat k? Ideally, tell me.
X prime x.
Beta k, I am talking about the single parameter beta k. So should it not be sigma square?
Yes.
Yes, you can see variance of beta k, beta I. You have defined that SII into sigma square. Okay, am I correct? Beta I. So that is nothing but variance of beta k, which is nothing but SK.
SII म्हणजे सिग्मा स्क्वेअर ना.
No, not SII. आपण तो मॅट्रिक्स नव्हता बघितला का? 0, सॉरी, n 0 प्राइम 0 सिग्मा स्क्वेअर. येस. आणि सॉरी CII into sigma square. Yes, remember this C matrix?
येस.
Yes. आणि त्याच्यामधले डायगोनल एंट्रीज जे असतात ते आपले काय असतात? the variance
Variance.
okay. So variance of beta hat should be near about equal to sigma square. ओके. सो मग जर त्याला सिग्मा स्क्वेअर मायनस रेस टू सिग्मा स्क्वेअर ने प्री मल्टिप्लाय केला, सो व्हॉट एव्हर दिस टर्म शुड बी नियर अबाउट इक्वल टू 1. येस. सो देअरफोर ही जी पाय आय ची सम आहे ती 1 आली पाहिजे. येस. सो व्हॉट इज दिस? सो दिस इज द कंपोनंट. What? Component contributed by 0th eigenvalue for variance of beta 0. Yes. So these are the components. Okay. Are you understanding this? स्मितल कळलंय?
हो.
येस. प्रत्येकाला कळालंय असं अज्युम करू मी? येस. So now remember, okay. So if any of these components, whatever this pi 0 0, whatever these values are, so any of this value, if it is significantly large, okay, so what is this? Variance decomposition proportion. All these are called as variance decomposition proportion. So ह्या व्हॅल्यूज आपल्याला कॅल्क्युलेट करता येतील. सो ह्या व्हॅल्यूज कॅल्क्युलेट केल्यानंतर हा जो काही प्रपोर्शन आहे त्या प्रपोर्शनला काय म्हणणार आपण? द व्हेरियन्स डिकम्पोजिशन प्रपोर्शन. नाव जर ह्या सगळ्या व्हॅल्यूज ह्या एकदम स्मॉल असतील, ओके, यांची ऍडिशन 1 तर येणारच, पण त्या एकदम स्मॉल असतील आणि लेस दॅन 0.5 असतील, सो देर इज नो प्रॉब्लेम. Okay, but when problem of multicollinearity arises, if more than one factor of variance, that means for more than one variance factors, if these decomposition coefficients are greater than 0.5, okay, then there are high chances of presence of multicollinearity. So let us say ki ह्या पाय 1 ची व्हॅल्यू आहे लेटस से 0.52 आणि पाय 2p ची व्हॅल्यू आहे 0.63. सो आर दे ग्रेटर दॅन 0.5? येस, दे आर ग्रेटर दॅन 0.5. सो देन देर इज हाय चान्सेस ऑफ गेटिंग हायर मल्टिकोलिनियरिटी. गेटिंग इट? हॅलो? येस, अंडरस्टूड? सो this is how we can use the criteria for testing the multicollinearity by using variance decomposition proportion. Understood?
Yes.
Yes. I know this was hectic to understand, but in the simple word, what we can say, Snehal? So in the simple word, if we want to say, see, variance covariance matrix can be decomposed, can be decomposed as what? Decomposed as the u prime lambda inverse u. Sorry, u lambda inverse u prime. Okay. So that was the decomposition of what? Variance covariance matrix. Okay. Then after that decomposition, variance of single factor, okay, single parameter beta k, how it can be written as? So it can be written as sigma square into u square kl upon lambda inverse L. Okay. So this is the representation using that spectral decomposition. Okay. Now see, Snehal, what is this beta hat k? So beta hat k is nothing but sigma square into summation what? L is equal to 0 to up to what? P u square kl upon lambda L. Okay. So now let me calculate. Okay. So let me consider the variance of beta 1 hat. ओके. सो व्हेरियन्स ऑफ बीटा 1 जर मला कॅल्क्युलेट करायचा असेल तर तो कसा मिळेल मला स्नेहल? सो इट इज सिग्मा स्क्वेअर. ओके. L goes from 0 to up to P U square 1 L. Am I correct? Upon
Yes.
lambda L. Am I correct? Now this can be represented as how? Hello. So how I can represent this? So if you can see, this can be represented as C. U square L is equal to 0. So 1 0 U square 1 0 upon lambda 0 plus U square what? 1 1 upon lambda 1 plus so on up to U square 1 P upon lambda P. Am I correct? Okay.
Yes.
But U square KL upon lambda L is lambda KL, pi KL. So this is nothing but sigma square into this is what? So this is pi 1 naught. Barabar? This is pi 1 1. Am I correct? This is pi 1 P. Am I correct, Snehal, now? Yes. So
Yes.
if you can see, variance of beta 1 hat is the summation of all these pi's. Getting it? Hello? Yes? Yes? So this is what? So this is contribution of lambda 0. Am I correct? हा पाय 0 कोणामुळे आला? लॅम्बडा 0 मुळे आला. हा पाय 1 कोणामुळे आला? लॅम्बडा 1 मुळे आला. So this is contribution of lambda 0 to the variance decomposition of what? Beta 1. Am I correct? So if you can observe variance of beta 1. So lambda 1 0, lambda 1 1, lambda 1 P. So contribution of lambda 0 to the variance decomposition of. Yes? Understood?
Yes.
Yes. So बघ ना, हा प्रत्येक जण सी ह्या सगळ्यांची ऍडिशन केल्यानंतर आपल्याला व्हेरियन्स मिळतोय. म्हणजे आणि हे सगळे पॉझिटिव्ह असणार आहेत. ओके. वाय? बिकॉज सी आयगन व्हॅल्यूज आर रिअल. सो पॉझिटिव्ह निगेटिव्ह, हा पॉझिटिव्हही असू शकतात, निगेटिव्हही असू शकतात. इट कॅन बी एनिथिंग बट दे आर सिग्निफिकंट, नॉन झिरो. येस. पॉझिटिव्हही असू शकतात, निगेटिव्हही असू शकतात. एम आय करेक्ट स्नेहल? येस. सो मग ते ऍड करतायत और सबट्रॅक्ट होत आहेत, बट दे आर कॉन्ट्रीब्युटिंग समथिंग. आयदर दे आर इन्क्रीजिंग व्हेरियन्स और डिक्रीजिंग व्हेरियन्स. जर ते पॉझिटिव्ह असतील तर ते व्हेरियन्स वाढवतील, निगेटिव्ह असतील तर व्हेरियन्स कमी करतील, पण काहीतरी कॉन्ट्रीब्युशन आहे त्यांचं. येस. सो दॅट कॉन्ट्रीब्युशन इज गिवन बाय दॅम. येस. सो दॅट कॉन्ट्रीब्युशन इफ दिस, मग हे कॅल्क्युलेट करत असताना दोन व्हेरियन्स कंपोनंट्स मध्ये एखाद्या आयगन व्हॅल्यूचा खूपच जास्त कॉन्ट्रीब्युशन असेल. कळतंय? आयडियली वी कन्सिडर दॅट की आयगन व्हॅल्यूचं कॉन्ट्रीब्युशन हे फार कमी असेल, म्हणजे नियर अबाउट 0.1 0.2 असं कॉन्ट्रीब्युशन असेल. बट एखाद्या केसमध्ये जर आयगन व्हॅल्यूचं खूपच जास्त कॉन्ट्रीब्युशन असेल, मोर दॅन 0.5 व्हेरियन्स फॅक्टर मध्ये, तर त्यावेळेस इथे
मल्टीकोलिनियरिटी
मल्टीकोलिनियरिटी असते. अंडरस्टूड एव्हरीवन? हॅलो? येस. अंडरस्टूड?
Yes.
So this is how we are done with the assumptions testing. So आता आपल्याला फक्त 2 लेक्चर लागतील. ओके. 1 lecture will be for what? The modification in the model. दोन्ही लेक्चर मॉडेल मधले मॉडिफिकेशन अभ्यास करण्यासाठीच आपल्याला लागतील. सो आपल्याला काय काय हे करायचंय? सो कॉक्स पॉवर ट्रान्सफॉर्मेशन आपल्याला शिकायचंय. त्याच्यानंतर आपल्याला शिकायचंय रिग्रेशन इन प्रेझेन्स ऑफ डमी व्हेरिएबल, आणि त्यानंतर त्यानंतर आणखी रिग्रेशन आहेत मॉडेल्स. ओके, सो ते आपण शिकणार आहोत. ओके, सो त्यासाठी आपल्याला आता 2 लेक्चर लागतील फक्त, अँड वी विल बी फिनिश्ड विथ अवर युनिट 1. ओके ओके. आता उद्या आपण डिस्ट्रीब्युशन थेअरीवर बघूया, म्हणजे आपल्या फळ मॅमचं लेक्चर होईल. सो डिस्ट्रीब्युशन थेअरीवर उद्या आपण उद्या करूया. ओके, फाईन. येस, अरे काहीतरी बोला.
Yes.
येस येस
येस, आजचं समजलंय प्रत्येकाला? येस.
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 ओके, फाईन. सो वी विल स्टॉप नाव. येस, खूप इम्पॉर्टंट कन्सेप्ट आहेत या सगळ्या, आणि येस, अँड रिअल लाईफशी पण कनेक्ट करा, जसं मगाशी स्मितलने करण्याचा प्रयत्न केला. येस, दॅट वुड डेफिनेटली हेल्प, because this is the analysis. If you won't